So, okay, I'll just brush it up once before we move further. Okay, so as already we have discussed that that's Azure data engineering. So guys, the Azure data engineering is basically what? It's a basically bunch of cloud services. It's the bunch of the cloud services wherein it is provided to perform the following task, or we can do the following task using the Azure data engineering. The first one is, what is it, guys? Data migration. Then you have the data integration. Data summarization. Then data visualization. So these are all the, guys, these are all the services we can perform it. These are all the services we can perform it, guys, by using the Azure data engineering, which is nothing but the cloud services, which are nothing but what? Cloud services. So in the last session already we have discussed what is data migration, data integration, and as well as the data summarization. Okay, and even you have discussed the data visualization. Let's try to move further here today. So as you know that the Azure data engineering, we have it. So we have the following services in this Azure data engineering. The first one is the ADF and the second one is the ADB. ADF stands for what? Azure Data Factory. Okay. It stands for what? Azure Data Factory, guys. And ADB stands for Azure Databricks. Okay. Azure Databricks. And then we have, what is that, everyone? So then we have the Synapse. And then we have, what is it, guys? Fabric. Fabric means it is Azure Fabric, guys. Okay. And then we have, what is it? OpenAI. Then we have even the machine learning. Many more are there. Okay. But these are the some okay services I'm listing out of all. Okay. So these are all the services we have it, guys. Whereas when it comes to the services, so the whole the Azure data engineering, how does it works? What is the working pattern of this Azure data engineering, guys? The working pattern for Azure data engineering, okay, or any, okay, the cloud service or non-cloud service. Basically, guys, this works based on the data. It works based on, what is it, guys? Data. It works based on the data. Okay, guys, it works based on the data. So data, we get it from where? From the sources of data. What are the sources of data, guys? We can have, we can get the data from the, what is that? Source of data is nothing but what? Actually, data is nothing but what? Information, as you know. And whereas this information, we get it from the business. And we can get the data from the various business. What is it? You have it. First of all, we have it to the social networking sites. Okay, then we have, what is it, guys? Banking applications. Okay, what social networking sites? Banking applications. Okay, banking applications. And then you have, what is that? Yeah, guys, everyone, we have seen this already yesterday and day before yesterday. Yeah, banking applications. And we can also get the data here from what? So we can get the data from social networking sites, banking applications. Then we can say we can get the data from the IoT sensors. Okay. Then we can get the data. That is nothing but human generated data. Human generated, and I can say, guys, machine generated as well. Okay. Or else I can say in this way, I can say, guys. Okay. So guys, here I can say what, guys? Human and machine generated data. Human and the machine generated data, or many other sources we can have, guys. So we can say these are all the sources from where we can expect the data. Okay. These are all the sources we have it from where we can expect the data, guys. Okay. Everyone. Yes, guys. We've already seen this. Okay. This is all we have seen it already. Okay. So these are all the sources we can have from where we can expect the data, guys. Okay. Now let's try to move further on this. Okay, that's it now. Then afterwards, what is study habit? Okay, guys, everyone. So after this, the next one, what is study habit? These are all the sources of data from where we can expect the data. And the next one, guys. Okay. After this, now, when we talk about the data, these all sources of data, whatever we have it, they generate massive amount of data, which we call it as what, guys, everyone? Big data, which we call it as what? Big data, where everyone, the big data is classified, guys, everyone, the big data is classified into how many categories here? Basically, you have three categories of big data. Yes, guys, we have three categories of big data. That is nothing but we call it here as what, first of all? Yes, everyone, we call it as what? Structured data. Semi-structured data. And then we have what's that? Unstructured data. Structured data, guys, everyone. Structured data, semi-structured data, and as well as the unstructured data. Structured data, semi-structured data, and the unstructured data. You know already what is a structured data and what is a semi-structured data, and as well as what is the unstructured data. You know it. So what I'll do, guys, and I'll elaborate it and tell you. Okay, so what is that? As already you know, the structured data is nothing but it's the data which we put it in the form of a table, where the table is nothing but it's a collection of what is it? Rows and columns, everyone. And semi-structured data, already we have discussed this, guys. Just I'm brushing up before we move on the further part of this one, because further now, again, you won't be having this again discussion from tomorrow onwards, because directly we're going to see the subject from tomorrow. So we can say, guys, tables, and tables are nothing but basically the table are the collection of what is that? Rows and table are the collection of what? Rows and columns. Okay, rows and columns. That's it. Wherein again you have what's that? Get semi-structured data. Semi-structured data means what? The data which is recorded in the form of a JSON file, or the data which is recorded in the form of a XML file is called as what? Semi-structured data. And then we have what is it, guys, everyone? And then afterwards, we have it as the unstructured. So unstructured data is what? The data which is basically, okay, not given in any format. That means it has any format. It's a raw data, completely raw data. So it is called as what? Unstructured data. So here I can say, guys, the unstructured data is what? Okay, the photos, chat history, photos, chat history. So, okay, guys, photos, we have it, chat history. Okay, photos, chat history. Photos, chat history, and then we have what is that? Okay, videos. So we have all these things in our mobile phones as well. Yes, guys. So you have what is that? Photos, videos, chat history, etc. These are all called as what? Unstructured data. But in the real time, actually, this data that is called as what? Whether you talk about the structured or the semi-structured data, guys. Whether you talk about the structured or the semi-structured data, guys, everyone. Whether you talk about the structured or the semi-structured data. Uh, when you talk about the structured or the semi-structured data, this structured and the semi-structured data, you can get only, okay, you can get only what is it? 20% of the data you can get it. How much, guys? Only 20% of the data you will get it. But whereas rest of the 80% of the data, whatever we have it, everyone. Rest of the 80% of the data, guys, everyone. Rest of the 80% of the data, you get it in unstructured format. 80% of the data. That means the data engineer, you have to be 80% of the data as unstructured data only. Okay. So the primary job, yes, guys, the primary job of what is that you have it as a data engineer is nothing but, I can know you will have the unstructured data. So convert the unstructured data towards it, unstructured data towards it, semi-structured, and then the semi-structured data towards it, structured data. That's it. This will be the job of a further what happens here? Data processing. That's it, guys. Okay. So this is how it works basically. Now, but whenever we have the structured, semi-structured, or unstructured data received from various sources, okay, various sources means what? These are all the sources we have it. Okay. From these sources, whenever we receive structured, semi-structured, or unstructured data, where does it records? It records the data in Azure storages. It records the data in what's it, guys? Everyone, Azure storages. So we have how many storages, guys? Everyone, we can say we have totally 90 plus storages. How many storages are there, guys? 90 plus storages. We have how many? 90 plus storages. What are the storages and what type of data is recorded in each storage? Let's try to see this. And make sure, guys, whatever the storage which we have it, these are common for all. That means what? Whether we use the service here, guys, service called what? ADF you use, ADB you use, Synapse you use. Okay, ADF you use, ADB you use, Synapse you use, Fabric we use, Open AI we use. Okay, or machine learning we use. All the these storages are common, guys.
Sir,
These
your voice
storages
is
are
breaking.
common. Or so you use any service, man. You use any is common. Okay. Use any service. This is common. That means the storage is common for all the services. The storage is common for what is that? All the services. Okay. The storage is common for what is that? All the services we have it. Whether we use the ADF or ADB or any other service. So what are those? As I discussed that we have 90 plus storages. We have what is it? 90 plus storages. The first storage service is what? Azure Blob Storage, where the Azure Blob Storage is the basic storage, guys. This is the first basic storage. Guys, this is the first basic storage which stores any kind of data. Means what? Any kind of data means what, guys? You can store what is that? Structured data. You can store what is that, guys? Structured data. You can store the semi-structured data. And as well as you can store what's it? Unstructured data. So here you can use what? Structured data, semi-structured data, and the unstructured data. So the Azure Blob Storage is the basic storage, guys. It is the first and the very basic storage which can store the structured data, semi-structured data, and as well as the unstructured data, where this is called as a limited storage. Limited storage service. It is called as what? Limited storage service. That means, what do you mean limited storage service? That means it can store the data up to a limit only, but not beyond the same. Okay. So when it comes to the limited storage, what is the limit you have it, guys? We have the limit called 500 TB, but not beyond this. You cannot store more than 500 TB, guys. That is the maximum limit. But this is a bug for the Azure. As the Azure blob storage cannot store more than 500 TB data here, then what happened here, everyone? Then what happens? If at all you have data more than 500 TB, because obviously in the real time when you deal, you will have the data more than 500 TB. So how do you deal such kind of data? Azure, so there is anyone has introduced one more storage that is called as Azure Data Lake Gen 1. They have introduced Gen 1. And Gen 1 was good enough. Gen 1 was good enough. Okay, Gen 1 was good enough. But what happens, due to some issues, what they have done is they have retired it now. They have retired the same. Now it's retired in this June 2024, guys, everyone. In the June 2024, this is retired. So now it's not allowing you to create and it has no more data now. Okay. So you need not worry. But just for the knowledge sake, I'm just telling you. Again, yeah, what's it? The third storage is what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So guys, the Azure Data Lake Gen 2 means what? Even this can store any kind of data. Any kind of data means what? Structured, semi-structured, and as well as the unstructured data it can store, guys. Structured, semi-structured, and as well as the unstructured. Where everyone, this is also, this is called as what? Unlimited storage. It's called as what? Unlimited storage. It is called as what, guys? Unlimited storage. That means there is no limit for storing the data. Whatever the volume of the data you want, you can store it here. So in the same way, guys, what is the next storage you have it? You have the Azure SQL database. That means when you use the SQL server, which is on-premises, we call it as, okay, the Azure SQL server, we use it on the on-premises. If the same data is used here on the cloud, it is called as what? Azure SQL database. And if you use the Azure SQL database, it can store only the structured data, guys. There will be no scope of storing the unstructured or semi-structured data, guys. Okay. Okay. So the next one, guys. What is that you have it? The next storage. What is the next storage you have it? Everyone. So here you can say, guys, the fifth storage I can say, guys, Azure SQL database, and then you have what's that? Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB means what, guys? This is basically the Cosmos DB. The Cosmos DB is nothing but this is called as what? No SQL database. It is called as what? No SQL database. And when you have no SQL database means what? That means there is no structured language. There is no structured language. At that time, what we can do, guys, we can use these two. What is it? Only these two kind of data will be stored here. Structured and the semi-structured. Whereas it does not supports, guys, it does not supports to store everyone. It does not supports to store. Yes, it does not supports to store everyone. It does not supports to store any other kind of data except these two, that is structured and the semi-structured. Likewise, guys, again, you have the sixth storage that is called as what? Azure Elastic Pool. Azure Elastic Pool means what, guys? This is the another storage where here also we can store only the structured data, no other kind of data here except the structure. Why? Because the Elastic Pool is nothing but it is like a common pool. Okay, it is like a common pool where multiple databases will be recorded, such as if you have, what is it, guys? If you have one sales database is there, at the same time you have one production database, the same time you have some, okay, inventory database. So multiple databases are recorded at place. It is called an elastic pool. So when you have the elastic pool, that means you can store only the structured data, and it is a group of databases. That's it. Okay. So that is called as elastic pool. The next one, how it is what, guys? Everyone, Azure. What is it? We have it, guys. Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. So guys, here you can say what? Azure Synapse Analytics. So Azure Synapse Analytics means what? This is the data warehouse of Azure, guys. It is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. So it can store only the, guys, everyone, it can store only the structured data, except the structure, no other kind of data. We store it here because it's a cleansed layer of the data. Final layer of the data will be stored here, guys, everyone. Okay. Final layer of the data will be stored here. So hence we can say what's it? This is called as a data warehouse of Azure. Now tell me, everyone, what is a data warehouse of that is GCP, Google Cloud Platform, guys? The data warehouse provided for the GCP is the BigQuery. The data warehouse for the Amazon is called as, what is it, guys, everyone? Redshift. So likewise, you have the multiple database, there is multiple providers with multiple data warehouses given. At the same time, we have again, what is it, guys? Apart from the Azure Synapse Analytics, you have, what is it, guys? Azure Virtual Machine, on-prem, on-prem means on-premises, on-premises, virtual machine. So guys, on-premises virtual machine means what? It can store basically based on the requirement, mostly the structured data only. Unstructured is not supported here. Structured only mostly stores. Okay. And okay, structure only sometimes it supports all this. Okay. So guys, this is nothing but the some of the storages. But here we have discussed that we have 90 plus storages. So how to see these storages? So before we see how to go to the storages and how to start with this process, now guys, I'll tell you here, everyone. How to start this, guys? Let's just start here, everyone. So first of all, whenever you wanted to start with the Azure, that is called as what? Whether it is Azure service. So use what's it? Azure.com. Use what's it, everyone? Azure.com. Use it as what? Azure.com. Use it as what, guys, everyone? Azure.com. use it as what? Azure.com. Okay. So I'm using what's that? Azure.com. Everyone, Azure.com. I'm using it as what? Azure.com. So after logging into the Azure.com, it will ask you everything. That is nothing but your mail ID, your name, okay, your debit and credit card, where it is going to charge 2 rupees initially. And the 2 rupees will be refunded to you in the due course of time. 2 rupees will be refunded to you in the due course of time, guys. Okay. So likewise, you can get it. So Azure.com will be is there. And then afterwards, the Azure.com, once everything is done, it will accept your signing and reroute you back to the portal.azure.com. This is the final page where you are going to work, guys. This is the final page where you are going to work. Okay, everyone. So now how to make it on this. So let's begin the session now here, guys. I'm starting up the practical as well. So just everyone have a look on this. I'm sharing you the screen, guys, everyone. Can you see here? Are you able to see my screen? Please respond. Yes, everyone, please respond, guys. Hello, am I audible, guys?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, it's audible.
So now, guys, see, this is your page wherein, can you see, I'm just typing it here, azure.com. Use the azure.com, everyone. This is the actual page where you require to go, guys, everyone. So how to create the subscription, I'm telling. So you just go to the azure.com, then have two options. Get started with Azure or sign in. Okay, I'm just going with get started with Azure. Here also you have the same button. Just use it here, guys. So here it is asking you whether you wanted to go with the pay as you go model or free. So start for free initially. Okay, don't go with the postpaid model right now. Okay. So just use the start for free. And once I click on the try Azure for free, it will reroute me back to the details page where already my details are filled here. So it's directly, it will give you sign-in page here. Okay. So this is the signing page, I'll get it. But for you, you may not get this one. You will get what is that, guys? The details page where you have to give your own details, that is mail ID, as I told you, everything, address, PIN code. Then finally, you will have your phone number, PAN card details, and even the debit and credit card details you have to give it. Finally, once everything is done, it will take you to a page called what is that? Once signing is done, your thing is accepted. It will be rerouted back to this portal. This is the actual portal where we are going to work. See here, guys. This is the actual portal where we are going to work on a daily basis. This is the actual portal where we are going to work on the daily basis. What is that, guys? Here you have a portal.azure.com. This is the patient. These are all the services. You want to see all the services? So as I told you that here you have 90 plus storages, guys. You have how many storages? 90 plus storages. Now I will tell you how those storages are there. So I'll just take it up here. Click on the more services, everyone. Now, guys, can you see here? Just come down. Can you see it? These are the services we have. So these are the AI service. This is analytical service. Analytics service. This is compute service. That means compute services. Under this also you have some of the storage services there, such as your virtual machine. Okay, scale sets. This is one of the storage only. Virtual machines. This is also one of the storage. Azure Virtual Desktop. This is also one of the storage. And you have container apps function. Okay, then you have what is that? container apps environment. This is one of the storage. Okay, and that means if you keep on counting them, you will have okay, SAP HANA. This is all the storage, guys. Okay, so likewise you have what is it? These are all the storages we have it. Okay, then after this, what is it? You have it 11 containers. This is completely purely storage service. So I have what is it? 11 plus 19, 30 storages. So here only you get it. Okay, 30 storages, you got it here itself, guys. And then afterwards, what is that you have it? After this, again, here you have 17 storages. 30 plus 17, 47. Okay, 47 storage is there. Okay, 47 storages. Still here you have how many? 47. If you count it one by one, that is nothing but from the compute also, if you check, most of the out of 35, you will have at least 20 to 25 will be the service, that is the storage services only. So almost all you will get, if you count it one by one, you get it altogether what? 90 plus storages, guys. You will get what is that? 90 plus storages, you will get it. So this is nothing but the all services we have it. So this is nothing but the page called what is it, everyone, guys? Portal dot is everyone. This is called as what? The page portal.azure.com. Now, the next one after this, guys. Now we are going to start with the actual. Now we are going to start with the actual services. What is that? As you know that the Azure data engineering, guys, is nothing but basically it's a bunch of the cloud services where you have many cloud services given in this. Am I right? So now, guys, today we are going to start with the first service. So, guys, today we are going to start with the first service. What is that? The first service we are going to see here is the everyone. The first service we are going to start now. That is called as what? ADF, which stands for what? Azure Data Factory. Everyone, Azure Data Factory. So guys, the Azure Data Factory, which in short we call it as what? ADF. So whereas the Azure Data Factory is basically a wizard-based service. It is what is it? A wizard-based service. It is a wizard-based service, guys. So where you do not write any code. The code will be very minimal if something, but everything is graphical user only. So hence we can say what is it, guys? It is as a GUI. GUI stands for what? Graphical user interface. So here you have to use the mouse. You will not use mostly the keyboard to use this Azure Data Factory. But to learn this Azure Data Factory, everybody, we require to have the following. What is that? The first one, guys, we require to have the following. What is that? The first one, that is called as what? Components we require to know. We require to know what? Components. We require to know the components in ADF. So guys, I'm starting up with the first one. So what's the component we have it? The first component where we require it as what? Pipeline. And the second one we require what's it, guys? Linked service. And the third one we have what's the data sets. And the fourth one we have it as what, guys? Pipeline, link service, data sets, and then you have the mapping, data flows. or we can say activities. So we have what's it? Pipeline, linker service, data sets, mapping data flows, activities. Then we have what is it, guys? Activities. Okay. Mapping data flows, activities. Okay. Pipeline, link service, data sets, mapping data flows, activities. Then we have the next one as a triggers. Guys, triggers. And finally, you have the seventh one that is called as what? Integration. Runtime. What is it? IER. It stands for what? IER. That's it, guys. So these are the 7 components. That means if you wanted to learn the ADF, that means you require this 7 components very mandatorily. Without that, you can't do it. Okay. So, okay, guys, that's it now for the day. And tomorrow we will discuss all these and we'll start the practical tomorrow itself. Okay, guys. So tomorrow there will be a change in the link, everyone. There will be a change in the link, and from tomorrow onwards you will have the paid link, guys. So I request you, those who are interested to that is buy that link. Okay, as per this, tomorrow we'll meet at the same 8 o'clock, guys. So from tomorrow onwards we'll have the standard class of 8 o'clock to 9 or 9:15. You will have it as standard timings from tomorrow onwards. Okay. So if you have further any doubts to be discussed or asked, you can just tell me here, or else you can also call me. I'll give you my direct number. Okay, you have if somebody wants to talk to me directly, I can provide you my number. So here you have it, 9515-240-300. This is my direct number, guys. So you can call me up anytime on this number. Okay. So any other questions, please ask me.
Samir, actually, we have covered in the ADP Apache Spark and that is
Obviously,
also.
yes. ADB works on Apache Spark clusters only.
And apart
Okay.
from Azure blob storage, everything else will have the unlimited storage, or
Unlimited means basically it depends upon the requirement to increase it. By default, you will not have the unlimited storage. Suppose you take the Azure SQL database. There you have to define the size. Every size will have its own cost. The cheapest
okay,
storage is the Gen 2
okay,
and the blob. Almost all
yeah,
these are
got
the
it.
very cheapest two.
Okay, but blob by default they will provide only 500 TB, up to 500 TB.
Yes.
Okay,
Now,
thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Samir,
please.
actually, I try to connect the resource group. I am searching the resource group, create, but you are asking HTML mission, web app, SQL database, something like that. Which one we need to select here? Okay, sir. Hello?
Tell me.
Yeah, open the Azure portal. It
Okay.
actually do the one session. Data from Azure Blob Storage, Azure Blob Storage. I went to the resource group, but I created one new resource group. But here asking virtual machine, web app, SQL database. Which one we need to select here? The SQL database.
See, SQL database only you have to select if you are creating the SQL database. If you are creating the virtual machine, then on the virtual machine separately you have to define it.
Actually, last time we search only resource group and to create. But here first time we need to create. Here asking something like that. That's why I don't know.
When you create the subscription, you're talking about?
Yes.
What it is asking for?
Yeah, first I am going to research group. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so when you have been to the resource group, what it has done?
I set to the resource group also. You're asking virtual machine web app something.
Like this. Hello, you've searched
Yeah.
like this.
Yes.
Then what it has asked for?
Here showing the virtual machine web app SQL database function app key vault something is there, but your screenshot is showing like
Take a
different.
photo, take a picture, and send me on WhatsApp. I'll tell you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, ma? Okay, guys. So thank you everyone for this, and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow at the same time. Okay. So you'll get this new link on your mail IDs, guys. So you can just attend, choose it the same, and join tomorrow accordingly. Okay. If you have any questions, I have already given you my number. So this number, you can just call me for any clarification as well. Okay. Thank you. I'm stopping the class here.